Hey YouTube, what's going on? I know it's been a couple of weeks, but unfortunately I had a death in my family, so that's why I haven't put out any videos recently, but I'm back now and I want to do my first impressions or give my first impressions of the ROG 5. That is the Republic of Gamers. Now, let me say this from the beginning. I'm not a gamer. So my review of this phone is not going to be super technical like some others are that's heavy into gaming. I'm really not. I'm not a gamer at all, to be honest with you. I'm not. So you'll probably wonder why. Well, why would he get a phone if he's not a gamer? Well, just because you get a gaming phone doesn't mean you have to be a gamer. Now, I'm heavy into media content, so that was really my reason. The huge battery, the big giant screen, the headphone jack, the speakers. That was the main reason why I got this phone, because I'm a media maniac. I love, consuming media content on my devices. So that was my main reason why I purchased this device. Now, am I going to play games on it? Of course, I already have, and it's awesome because the speakers are so great. But let me just tell you, just give you some information about this phone. Now, this phone was released, of course, 2021. So it's been around for over a year now. And of course, the ROG 6 has just been released. So that's the newest boy on the block. But if you want to spend less money, you may want to consider this, because I don't really believe the ROG 6 is that much greater than this. Honestly, most of the specs are pretty similar, except it has, a slightly newer processor. Maybe the cameras are a little bit better, but I mean, it's really not that much different than what I have here. But let me just talk about it for a minute. Now, when it comes to the build quality, now you will enjoy the build quality of this device. It is top tier. It's great. It's got Gorilla Glass Victus on the front, Gorilla Glass 3 in the back, aluminum frame. It feels very substantial in the hand. Now, I have this case on it because it's just easier for me to handle the device with a case on it, but you can see the phone, overall. So it's made very, very well. It's not really super slippery. I wish it had more of a frosted back, but most phones are slippery for me. So, I decided to get a clear case because at least you could still see it. You can still see it overall. You got your buttons all on the right, which I prefer. You got a speaker up here at the bottom. One of my favorite things, a headphone jack. I love that. This is where you plug up your phone now. It usually be in the center, but that's where they put it on the side. No big deal. And then on the left side, you can also charge your phone in the middle here. So if you're playing, if your phone gets low when you're playing a game, you could just plug it in and it doesn't interfere, as opposed to being on the side. You could just plug it in down here. And also that's where you can hook up your fan if you get one of those fans. Now, they could be a little expensive, but you may need it. I don't know. Now, up here too, you have your capacitive triggers. When you're playing a game, use your triggers up here. So that's cool too. So build quality on this phone is top notch. It's really, really good. Now, the RGB light on the rear. Now let me turn that on for you so you can see what that is. For those of you that haven't seen it, just got to go here up in the settings, go to X mode, just turn that on, and then you'll see that RGB light. Now, does it kill the battery? Absolutely not. So if you want to constantly see this flashing, like if you're not, because you're not going to see it if you're playing a game, of course, but if you turn the phone over and you just want the phone to chill, you'll see that light if you want to see it. So it's cool. Now, I just showed you the pressure sensitive gaming triggers on the top of the phone. This phone also has face unlock, and I'll just tell you just briefly, the face unlock on here is ridiculous. It's way, way, way better than Samsung's. Samsung's not even close when it comes to how fast the face unlock is on here compared to theirs. It's just not even close. Face unlock on here is excellent. You do get an always on display. Now, my problem with the always on display, honestly, is that you could see it, but you can't make it any brighter. I mean, seriously. I mean, you could see it right here. You can see, and you get a few. I think you get about 4 or 5 different type, and I'll go over that in my full review. But you can see, you know, the date, the day, the battery percentage, and your notifications. But it's kind of dim now. Maybe for you youngsters that got them young eyes, it's no big deal. But I needed to be a little more brighter. That it's just, you know, in the fingerprint sensor, you can see if you have the phone lift to wake, you can see where it's at right there. So you have a in-display optical fingerprint sensor that's, you know, that's pretty good. Now let me show you something real quick. See, let me turn this off. Now see, that's a brighter always on display. So if you compare it, well, let me wait till this. Let me turn this back off. This is my Mi 11 Ultra. This is just so much brighter and just easier to see. I mean, you can see that, but it's just, you can't even make it any brighter. You know, that's just, you know, unfortunate for me. I just need an always on display where I can at least turn up the brightness. Now you can see that the phone is down on the table and you can't even see the always on, I mean, barely. So that's the only thing I don't like about the always on display, but I'm glad it has one. All right. Oh, you know what else is something you get? Now, I don't know if it's working at the moment. Let me see. All right, this thing does come with an LED notification sensor light. It's not flashing right now, but it does work. And that's something, of course, Samsung used to have on their devices, which, you know, if you get, you know, a notification or if you're charging your device, you get a green light when your phone is fully charged. You know, in certain lighting conditions, like if you get a text message, it'll be a different color. So I do like that this has an LED sensor. That's really cool. And that's something I, you know, wish Samsung would bring back to their devices. Now, when it comes to the display, you're getting a 6.78-inch 1080p AMOLED display with HDR10+, 395 pixel density, and 1200 nits peak brightness. So the phone does get adequately bright. Now, check this out, 144 hertz refresh rate. Now, you can go down to 120 and also down to 60. And also, you could do automatic where it'll switch between. But 144 hertz. Now, I'm telling you right now, I've never had a phone that had a refresh rate that high. And I'm telling you, you could definitely tell the difference between 120 and 144. I'm telling you right now, the phone is so fast, it's so smooth. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to do the full review. You'll see it's super fast and super smooth. That's all I can say. Now, let me just show you the display. I know you probably already seen it somewhat. Now, you can see how bright it is. Now, I'm using, you know, this Marvel character here, my man Thanos. But you can see it gets adequately bright. The colors really pop. Sharp, crisp. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful display. Now, you are going to be dealing with some, you know, I forgot what you call them. My mind is messing with me. But, you know, you get a little bit of chin, a little bit of forehead. No big deal. But think about this. No camera cutouts at all. None. Okay? You got your LED sensor underneath. And you got your camera underneath here. And keep in mind, dual stereo front-facing speakers. So you got your speakers under here up top and under here at the bottom. No speaker up here, no speaker down there. Front-firing speakers. I wish all flagship devices will put their speakers on the front. Now, it's really important when you're playing games, because if you're doing this, you don't want to be covering up the speakers. So if you're playing a game, there's no way you're going to cover up the speakers, even if you're doing this, because they're on the front of the display. So that's really where you want dual firing speakers, especially with a gaming device. You want them on the front of the display. Now, another thing also I love about this device, a big giant 6,000 milliamp hour battery. Battery life on here is really, really good. Now, keep in mind, I'm pushing this thing really hard. 144 hertz, 100% brightness. All my notifications coming in real time. I use this phone, and I got it on the sound on outdoor mode, which is super loud. Like, I can't wait to let you guys hear the speakers. The speakers on this device is ridiculous. These are the best sounding speakers I have out of any device I have, and I have a lot of devices. These speakers are incredible. I'm telling you, they're absolutely incredible. They have two amplifiers built in. So they are boss mode status when it comes to speakers. So if you're gaming on this phone, you put this thing on outdoor mode, even though you don't have to, but it really enhances the sound of these speakers when you're playing a game. These speakers are going to blow you away. I promise you that. They're going to blow you away. Now, it also comes with 67 watt super fast wireless charging. And the thing that's good about it, now this, I didn't really do an unboxing, and I should have did this first, but you see these right here. Now, when you're first setting up your device, it's gonna have you scan these, and these actually come alive. I'm serious, in full color. I'm not gonna show you it. I want you to have that experience for yourself if you decide to get it. But these things all come alive. It's so awesome. And as you can see by the size of this box, you know what, you're getting a charger, unlike Samsung, Apple, and Google. And in here, of course, you open this up. I already took the SIM ejection tool off. You do get a little bit of paperwork. Get a little paperwork in here. But you also get some stickers. See, these are nice. You get some stickers that you can put on your device if you choose to do so. So that's kind of cool. And you get a case, unlike you don't get from Samsung. You don't even get that. Now, this case is not a protective case. It's just kind of a covering, a gaming case. Now, I'm not going to use it for this phone only because it don't look good because the phone is white. Now, if the phone was black, it would look nice, but I put it on there with this white back and it don't look good at all. It don't. Now, if you don't believe me, I'll show you real quick. I much prefer this clear case. It just looks better, but let me turn this off. Take this off real quick so you can see what I mean. See that? That just don't look good to me because this phone is white. Now, if the phone was black, it would look great, but it just looks really weird to me. You know, I just don't like this look. Now, initially I wanted the black one, but I wasn't able to find it in my the price range I wanted that I was willing to spend. So I said I'll just get the white and be done with it. And for some reason, I don't know why, but it's something about clear cases and me. They always seem to be my favorite cases. They feel really, really comfortable. They give me some extra thickness. Very grippy. Don't have to worry about ever dropping the phone. And you can see the entire back of the phone. It's just something about clear cases. I don't know what it is, but I just prefer clear cases now on my phone more than anything. Now, of course, we got one more thing in here. Something that you don't get with Google, Apple, or Samsung. A charger. As you can see, I've already been using it. 67 watt fast charging brick in the box. And this phone can go from 0 to 72% in 30 minutes. I'll say again, 0 to 72%, 30 minutes, and 0 to 100% in 58 minutes. So still under an hour for a gaming phone, and Samsung's charging $1,800 for the new Fold, and it only has 25 watt charging. So you're looking at an hour and 20 something minutes. And this phone is twice as less as that, if not 3 times as less. And you see what you get in the box. Charges way faster, under an hour, and 72% in 30 minutes. So this is what I'm talking about. Case, charger in the box, and you're getting a great boxing experience, something that Samsung don't seem to care about anymore to give their consumers. And like I said, if you get this phone, wait until you scan this box with all of these things, how they come alive. You're really gonna like that. I promise you. It's a really great experience. Let me stick this back in here. Alrighty. Yeah, when you scan these and you see they come alive, see, this is what I'm talking. This is a boxing experience that you'll never forget. You only get to unbox your phone once, but once you unbox it and you scan these and you're never gonna forget this experience, and it's worth it. This is a true unboxing experience when you're dealing with the ROG 5. So I'm very, very impressed with that. Now let me continue. So I already talked about you got 2 USB Type-C charging ports, no reverse wireless charging, no wireless charging, which you're not going to probably find any gaming phone with wireless charging, which would have been nice, but it doesn't have it. Now when it comes to the operating system, Android has Android 11. It's going to get upgraded to Android 13, and it's using the ROG UI. And with the chipset, you get the Snapdragon 888 Plus with the Adreno 660 GPU. Now with RAM, this one has 12 gigs of RAM and internal storage, 256 gigs of internal storage, no expandable storage on board, which would have been nice, but doesn't have it, so I had to get the 256. Now, there is a 16 gigs of RAM, 512 gig variant of this, and also a 18 gigs of RAM, 512 gig variant of this device. So if you're a type of person that needs even more storage, now you're going to pay some more money for a 512 gig variant and more RAM, but if you just need the RAM and you need the storage, it is available to you. Now I already talked about the dual front facing speakers. Now they do have DTS:X sound with the 2 amplifiers. So I'm telling you right now, the speakers are going to blow you away. They blow me away, I know that. Of course, you got your 3.5mm headphone jack at the bottom, which I love, and you're getting a 32-bit hi-fi DAC. Yes, I did. I said 32-bit hi-fi DAC. It's the real thing. Just let me say that, okay? You're getting Wi-Fi 6, NFC, Bluetooth 5.0, and when it comes to the cameras, you're getting 3 cameras on the rear back here, all right? Now, they are a 64 megapixel wide, 13 megapixel ultra wide, 5 megapixel macro, and your rear camera shoots at 8K at 30 frames per second. Now, think about that. You got the S22 Ultra that doesn't even shoot at 8K and 30 frames per second, shoots at 8K 24 frames per second. Now, excuse me, when you're shooting 8K video, which most people are not going to do because you don't have nothing to play it back on unless you have a 8K TV or something like that. But what I'm saying is when you're shooting at 8K at 24, it's very, very unstable, very shaky. But at 8K at 30, it's going to be a lot better, a lot smoother. My Mi 11 Ultra does not even shoot 8K at 30 frames per second. And that's an Ultra device. So is the S22 Ultra. Most of these phones that have 8K capabilities, for some reason, don't shoot at 30 frames per second. It's always 24 frames per second. So it's really weird and strange to me that a gaming phone can shoot 8K at 30 frames per second, not 24. So that's impressive. Also, you can shoot at 4K at 30 and 60, 1080p at 30 and 60 frames per second. And with the selfie camera, 24 megapixel wide, that shoots at 1080p at 30 frames per second. So no 60 frames per second on the front camera and no 4K on the front camera. Just keep that in mind. All right. Now, that's just a quick rundown of the specs of this device. I will be doing a full review very, very soon because I've been using the phone now for about 2 weeks, but I want to go out and get some pictures. I haven't done that. I haven't had the opportunity to get out shoot any photos and videos with this device, but I will do that. But I'm going to say right now, my first impressions of this device, I'm very, very impressed because the battery life on here has been great for me so far. Love the display. The speakers absolutely blow me away. There is so many different settings and functions and things you could change. I mean, this phone is loaded. Let me just show you really quick what I mean by that. So when you scroll this down, you come down to this. I'm going to go here. Look, this is ridiculous. Look at all of this. These are all the things that are available to you. This is even more than Samsung have on their phones, look like to me. This is crazy. So I'm going to go over all of this stuff when I do my full review. But if you're into gaming and you want a gaming phone and you don't want to pay the high price for that newest one that just came out, but the phone is going to be pretty similar, I would say definitely check this one out, because I like the style of this phone too over the newer one. I don't really like the newer one, you know, the way it looks. I like this one better. I really do. I like this one much better. So that was just my you know, quick first impressions of the ROG 5. I hope everybody out there is doing well and staying safe, and I'll check you guys out in the next one. Peace.